Hey, what's up everybody, Mike back with another video. So today we're going to be checking out the Mijia 4K action camera, possibly one of the best 4K action cameras that you can actually purchase in 2018 currently, if you're on a budget. The Mijia 4K action camera is a different brand to Xiaomi, so with that said, let me tell you, this is one super cheap, affordable action camera. While I say super cheap, it's not as cheap as those fake 4K ones flooding Amazon. Those ones are interpolated 4K. The Mijia 4K records at a native 3840 by 2160 at 30 FPS. Obviously not with image stabilization, that would bump up the cost and we'd be looking around the Hero 5 or the Hero 6 price point then. You can also buy a 3-axis gimbals for this camera for $136 if you want to get a more stable 4K recording. So other than being cheap and a true 4K camera, you also get a gyroscope, accelerometer, GPS and a full touchscreen on the back of this camera. So let's take a look inside the box and see exactly what you get for $135. So in terms of contents, you don't get very much. You get the action camera sitting inside the carton. Once you've taken that out, you're greeted by the actual 4K camera user manual. Pretty good, gives you some good diagrams. A small micro USB cable to charge and data sync. And in terms of contents, that about wraps it up. So the screen on the Mijia is a 2.4 inch LCD with a resolution of 960 by 480, which Xiaomi call Retina. So that's around 400 pixels or over 400 pixels per inch, so that's pretty good. But that said, in especially bright light, it does become a little bit hard to see and max brightness could definitely be a little bit better. So taking a look at the device from the base, you can see a stainless steel 1/4 inch thread, so you can mount this camera to a tripod to do some really cool time lapse. In terms of the battery, you can slide the battery door cover, it is spring loaded and you get to expose that 1450 milliamp internal battery. Yes, you can buy a separate battery, they do sell them on their own. That also exposes the slot for the micro SD card, which tucks in nicely within the battery compartment. I like this design element and the whole build quality feels absolutely superb. So staying on the topic of battery, now recording in 4K I managed to get around an hour and 15 minutes and recording at 1080p 60 FPS with pretty much everything turned on, image stabilization, Wi-Fi and microphone, it lasted for around 2 hours, which honestly is pretty damn good and definitely on par with the likes of the GoPro Hero 5. I really don't have much to moan about here. So briefly touching on the lens on the Mijia 4K, it is an f2.8 with a field of vision of 145 degrees and they've already applied an ultraviolet filter, which honestly seems to work pretty well in a bright lit kind of environment. Now when we're talking about action cameras, a strong companion app really completes the experience, and if it's crap, then the whole experience is crap. Now this actual camera uses the Mi Home app, and to be fair, that app is actually well downloaded, over 1 million downloads. So to actually get that app onto your phone, go ahead and open the instruction manual. There is a QR code, or you can just go onto the Play Store yourself and search for it, but the QR code works just as well, and it will take you to the correct app. Go ahead and actually install that app onto your phone, and on the preview screen, swipe down, turn on the Wi-Fi once the app is installed, and you can see that you got your smartphone and your camera Wi-Fi both connected. Type in the password, and as you can see, the connection process is pretty damn simple, and honestly there is little to no lag at all, maybe about half a millisecond. You can download all your videos directly without removing the SD card, and the playback quality, while the camera and the smartphone are about 1 meter away or even about 2 meters away, is pretty damn strong. You also have the ability to hit download and download any video on the camera's SD card directly. The process actually is quite strong. Move your phone a bit closer to the camera to actually speed things up. You can go ahead and change frame rates, video quality. You can even adjust white balance and various other functions directly from the app. So how good is the image quality? Now this is shot on the Note 8, and then I took the same shot with this camera, and with that 145 degree field of vision, this is what it managed to capture. Now it doesn't, this is all set to default, so I haven't actually turned on color boost or vivid or anything like that, untouched. And here are some more images, and as you can see, they don't look too bad, they're pretty good. Now if you were to punch in a little bit, it doesn't have that crispy kind of quality that the Hero 4 or the Hero 5 or 6 would do. Time lapse, however, on this thing at 4K is awesome, and honestly I love taking time lapses, and I couldn't actually say that this thing really does perform well. I mean, like the last camera we looked at was a Boommaker, and that had an awesome time lapse. Now slow motion, now using this thing at the 150 or 200 frames per second, it is usable, but it is nothing spectacular. Now, you're just using this for 200 frames per second to get those really good quality shots. Now, in terms of 4K video recording, when you switch from different kind of light levels, it doesn't seem to have that horrible transition from the dark to the light scene, and 4K recordings really do look pretty natural and quite well detailed, so no complaints in terms of anything like that. 1080p 60 FPS with image stabilization turned on is also pretty good. I didn't mess around with any of the other camera settings because honestly most people you'd use it at 1080p 60 FPS and not 1080p 100 FPS without the image stabilization. And before we conclude this video, here is the microphone test of the Mijia 4K action camera. What's up everybody, Mike from Tech404. So this is a mic test of the Xiaomi 4K action camera. So now we're about a foot away. I don't know what the audio sounds like at the moment. So hopefully you guys get an idea of the built-in microphone quality. So there you go. So should you buy the Mijia 4K? Well, in a nutshell then yes. Anything that falls into this product's price category, and this thing goes on sale all the time over on GearBest. You can find it on AliExpress and various other sites. I'll link some in the video description. This thing is really ahead of the competition when it comes to like around the £100 kind of price point. It's got a nice body on it as well. Now, if you actually hold the camera, it's almost got like a graphite texture. The build quality is absolutely top notch, and the recording time and the 4K, 1080p, 60 FPS, all of that stuff is really good. So links are in the video description if you want to learn more. And until next time, my name's Mike, this is Tech404. Feel free to leave a like and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you for watching.